Welcome to U.S. History 1. This is part 5 of Unit 1. We are looking at the Age of Exploration. Today, our discussion will focus on the establishment of colonies in North America that are not English. Right? The English colonies will come along later. Right? So, looking at New France. Right? In 1608, Samuel de Champlain established Quebec, and there's a small portrait of Champlain. He had come over to North America, landed in Canada, and claims the territory and establishes a French colony, again called Quebec. Right? The French came. They're looking for economic activity. They didn't find any gold or silver like the Spanish did. So what they want to do, though, they had seen an opportunity to trade with the Indians for fur. And that became their main economic interest in Quebec. Right? Eventually, they established cities. The two biggest in Quebec, and that remains true today, are Quebec City and Montreal. They were established as trading posts where the Indians could come and trade with the French, and also ports where the French could load their stuff up and get it back to France. Right? And there's a picture of, I believe this is Quebec City, and you can see, older architecture along the coastline. The French traders themselves actually went out into the areas where the tribes were and lived among the Indians. It was easier to trade with them, of course, and eventually ended up marrying Indian women. That will be different from the English colonies, where they came as farmers and brought women and children with them and established their own cultural identity, whereas the French came and were intermingling with the cultural identity of the different tribes. Right? By 1672, less than 70 years later, New France had a population of about 5,000 colonists. We kind of laugh, we think of that number today. It doesn't seem like that much. But in the 1600s, that was a large population. Looking at the Mississippi River. All right. In 1673, a couple of explorers will lead a group down the Mississippi River, and that's Father Jacques Marquette and Louis Joliet. All right. They would explore the Mississippi River. They would go as far south as where the Mississippi and the Arkansas join. All right. And as that is the Father on the left and Joliet on the right. You may notice Marquette, of course, is a college today. Okay. In 1682, René Robert Cavelier, trying my best French accent there, they completed the exploration of the Mississippi River, claimed the Mississippi River Valley itself for France, and also they named the area that they explored to Louisiana, and we are familiar with Louisiana today. Of course, it's a state, and Louisiana was named in honor of the King of France, King Louis XIV, and that is Cavalier, and that is Louis XIV there. Netherlands, or Holland, also established colonies in North America. In 1610, Dutch traders started trading near the Hudson River. And I told you the Hudson runs into what is present-day New York City. Right? By 1624, they had established a pretty good trading post, and 300 settlers from the Netherlands settled in what is today Albany, New York. That Albany is the capital of New York. Right? In 1626, you had more settlers arriving in New Netherland. New Amsterdam was the name they'd given to their biggest port city where they had started trading. New Amsterdam is the original name for New York City. And there's a picture of New Amsterdam. In 1664, the English showed up. There was a fight. It wasn't much of a fight. The Dutch had not really supplied the colony with much in the way of weapons or defenses, and so when the English Navy came in, there wasn't much they could do, and New Netherlands surrendered. The English took over, and New Amsterdam was renamed New York in honor of the King of England, the king's brother. I had to stop and think about that for a second.